Okay, so once we have these two pieces of information, the string shape you're on and the string number, advance up if the string number is 3, 4, 5. You're going clockwise on the string circle. Advance down if the string number is 4, 3, 2, counterclockwise. Now that's not a strict rule. It really isn't. You can do it, from anywhere. Okay. So let's say we have. I'll give you an example. Say we have up here a C string shape on string number 5. Now obviously you just want to go clockwise to the G. So we would just go up one string. If we play our in method 1 we play our little pentatonic. Well, gosh, that's a G pentatonic shape. No other pentatonic shape has this on the top two strings. Okay? So the other way to look at it is just go clockwise 1. You're going up. But the other way is you could go, say I'm on string 5. Let me go clockwise to 4, 3, 2, 1. So it'd be 4, 3, 2, 1. We'd get to string 1 there. We'd still have a G shape. Okay, so it you don't have to go up in the tops, but it makes sense to go up if you're in the top 3 or 4, and to go down, it's your choice on string 3 or 4. To make it easy if you're going to play into it. In this case, we're not playing into it. We're just counting on the clock here. We're counting on this string-shaped circle here. We're not playing it, and we don't have to hit the warp. We know what cage we're in. Example, we're on the G string shape on the 3rd string. Advance 3 letters, 3 plus 3 equals 6, to get the E cage. So we're on the G string shape on the 3rd string. Doesn't matter which way we go. We can go up to 1, to string 4, string 5, string 6. We're in the E cage. G string shape on the 3rd string, we can count down. String 2, string 1, we're in the E cage, because 6 and 1 are the same string shape. So we're not even playing through the warp there to figure out, oh, I recognize that cage, like in method 1. This is method 2. Well, let's look at method 3. Alright, had a little break there. So that works. You just count along the circle of the string circle, because you call it the circle of fifths. People might think it's not going to work as fourths. Fourths is counterclockwise. Okay, if you're going to count down. Remember, we just want to find out what cage we're in. So now, why do we want to find out what cage we're in before we go to method 3? Let's just zoom in on method 3 for a minute. Why do we want to find out what cage we're in? Because if you're doing a solo and you're doing like you're here 3, 4, 5, okay. So we're going to count on the use the method. Well, I happen to know right there we're in the A cage. Okay, so it's the 3, 4, 5 right here, 3, 4, 5. I know it's the A cage. What I'm explaining to you is why do you want to know what cage you're in? Because if you're doing something like this, you might want to move the whole thing down to the C cage, okay, or the whole thing up to the G cage. Okay, so here's your C cage here. Say you have a C-shaped, an A-shaped C. Here's your C cage here. So you're doing this 3, 4, 5 thing. You might want to go to like an A minor over here in the C cage. So you want to know what cage you're in, because you might want to make an entire cage, or cage change, which could be in fifths. So the 5th of C is the G cage up here. Notice the G cage actually includes the lone wolf 7, so it's from the root down here. And then this is the C cage. No sharing there. Okay, or you can go C cage to A cage. You might want to do an entire cage shift like that. It happens all the time. I want to know what cage I'm in. So that was kind of like a hodgepodge discussion about it. Sorry, I got a little mixed up. It's not on the chart here. I didn't tell you why we want to go, know what cage we're in, but we do want to know what cage we're in. And also, in the chart for the next lesson, we're going to cover how to get to a cage. From one to the other. We could just use the patterns, I suppose. Use the longer patterns that. So method 3 of finding out what cage you're in, once you know what string you're on and what string shape, you're kind of stuck in this little thing. You're playing this thing along with somebody, and you're doing a 5/6. Wow, it sounds great. But what am I playing, and what string am I on, and what cage am I in? Well, okay, you know what string you're on. Just look at the strings. Okay, so you're on string 3. Now, you just look at what notes you're playing. He's playing a G and an A. So if the song's in the key of C, so here, you're stuck here. You've got a C string shape, 3, 4, 5. You're on the 3rd string, but what cage are you in? You want to know what cage you're in. Why? Because, okay, in that particular case, once again, we're in the A cage, so you could go. My eyes aren't that good anymore, so I can't even see the strings that well from that distance, unless I put on better glasses. But I got the glasses to work with the charts and everything like that. So method 3, add 2 strings up per cage position. Whoa, what's this? This is brand new. Example, C string shape in the C cage, add 2 strings, yields C string shape on the 3rd string in the A cage. Remember, caged can be counted as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, starting anywhere. Okay, so this is just in the case of C. We'll zoom out and look at what we got in the chart here. This is just the string shapes to review for you. For extra long string shapes, okay, so this method I'm going to show you, we're going to use just short string shapes like 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, 7 root 2. But these are the long string shapes. For the extra long string shapes, use the string shape lettering the same way as for the short string shapes. So with, say, root 2, 3 here, we're going to consider that an E string shape right there in the E box if that was the bottom string. Okay, so that's just a little note about how to apply method 3 to the long string shapes, but we're going to look at the short string shapes first. So this is the new diagram I have. Remember, 1 is 1 and 6, so it doesn't matter. Here's your cage string shape pattern. 7 root 2 is E, 5, 6 is A, 2, 3, 4 is D, 6, 7 root is G, and 3, 4, 5 is C. Okay, just like we saw before. So remember these string shapes here. You can write them right on the accidentals, if you don't get in trouble. And you have 3, 4, 5 is C, 5, 6 is A, 6, 7 root is G, 7 root 2 is E, and 2, 3, 4 is D. So remember, 5 string shapes just like the 5 accidentals. 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 6, 6, 7 root 2, and 2, 3, 4. If you want to count them, you got to skip every other one. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 root, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 root 2, 3, 4, 5, you go on and on and on. So what have we got here aside from some confusion? So here's our string shapes. Remember, we just went over them. That we've made progress here. String 1 and 6 is just counts as 1 when we're counting. Remember I mentioned something about counting. Okay, so we're going to be looking at this diagram in the next segment, and so this is the second last segment, and then we're going to have one more segment